climb home with the goods?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Big trout. Oh,
Hey.
that's a good one. And the others?
Going straight through the head.
No others.
That's alright.
They all looked the other day.
We scoot through via Musgrave to load up on some fish and fill the freezer. Dan's familiar with the good spots, and having been there recently, we expect the fish stocks to be high. What we don't expect is such terrible weather.
It's a bit rough in here. Whereabouts can you anchor?
Yep, I think so. Yeah, so you got a big one there and then big one there. I can actually see through the water fairly clearly. Go that way a tiny bit. Starboard. Yeah, so we'll avoid that one and then we need to come back that way again. So once we're past this one, we'll head towards the Moran Buoy.
Past which one?
That one there.
Yeah, we're past it.
Yeah. So I can see a buoy there.
There's two there.
Yeah, and it should be a straight run.
That was easy. Could have done that at night.
Huh?
Could have done that at night. Well, that was a very enjoyable entrance, not like the last time we were at Musgrave Island. There was a very minimal tide run on the inlet. There's no sun. It's only 6:45 in the morning, plus it's really cloudy today. But we used, Holly had Navionics up the front and I had Google Earth on as well, and like you could literally see it metre by metre, no dramas. And yeah, it was pretty good. So we're just coming up now onto the mooring ball. Hole will grab that and we'll we'll hook on and check out Muzzy today.
Yep.
Okay, so go left. Much smaller rope than last time, so it should be easier. So stay left,
Right, Lucky, you need to film this. I'll help her bring it up.
more left, and like basically stop. I'm not going to get it from there, so far left,
Far left.
more left. Okay, stop.
Stop. Stop. She's bringing it up.
Yep.
Yep, she has it. She has it.
You.
Do you want me to steer us a bit?
No.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yes, up to 30 meters. So,
Sweet.
Good.
Easy done.
Morning, Pansy.
Morning.
Another day in paradise.
Yes, a little bit rough, but that's okay.
I think we got 25 knots today, which will be fun.
I've just turned Starlink on so we can recheck the weather.
Yeah, sweet.
Have a good sleep, babe.
Speak for yourself.
Coffee time.
Coffee time.
So this is our morning ritual. Atticus often makes our coffee, but this morning I'm just doing it. Technically you're not meant to have coffee this early in the morning because of your cortisone levels, but I don't really care. Caffeine is life.
I wouldn't be holding the cup like that, you'll burn your hand.
Yeah, why is there water all down there?
Boat life. That's what happens when you live on the water, you start sinking. Did you make enough water? Just enough.
Just enough. So at Lady Musgrave, it doesn't really matter if the winds are really, really high because you're on a mooring buoy and it like just pulls in the right direction. There's no wind over tide or anything. But when the tide is high and it's coming over the reef, you definitely notice the pulling in the waves a lot more than when the tide's low and isn't coming over the top. So at the moment we're at not quite high tide, so we'll get a little bit rockier. for a bit and then it will calm down. But today is meant to be the windiest day. Right, so we used to have a proper milk frother, but that just took up too much space and didn't actually make much milk. Found this little fella, $3. Takes, I think, 1 or 2 AA batteries and lasts like a year. Let me just push this fella down. And voila, ready to start the day.
Despite being super eager to drop Black Betty in the water and go for a spin, Dan wants to get the Beachmaster wheels installed so it's easier to access the beach, and as you will hear and see, the wind is crazy and the spring tide lends itself to very strong waves in what is normally a pristine lagoon. You've got my screwdriver.
Oh, it's alright, I can do it, I think.
Okay.
When you release them and go to push it down, like you can just make it work, but it's not ideal. So I'm going to put some packing in here, in behind it. I'm not sure the actual name of it, but basically everyone does it. I just thought, you know what, while I'm out here and we've got these conditions, I just thought I'd get some boat jobs done, and that was at the top of the list. So when we go to the beach, we don't scratch the hell out of our new tender. But I'll quickly show you the box. You might be able to hear me a bit better now. So we've used the Beachmaster, these are the fixed wheels, so you can't remove them. I just didn't see me pulling the wheels on and off. It just means we've got to store them somewhere, and I didn't find it to be necessary. So I've just got them fixed on there. As I was saying before, I'm not sure if you could hear, I'm gonna get like the white, I'm not sure of the technical term. As you all probably know by now, I'm not great with the whole sailing terms and boat terminologies, but it's like a white, about 10 mil thick backing plate that I'll cut in there neatly when we're back on, like in a marina somewhere where we're not, you know, washing around. So, but at least they're on there for now. They'll do the job. We can get on the beach now and not scratch the heck out of the bottom of the boat.
The things we do to get the shot. Due to the spring tides at Lady Musgrave at the moment and the very strong winds, we are having a rather interesting mooring tonight. Last time we were here, it was roughly 24 knots on average, but we are getting between 30 and 35 knots at the moment.
and as well as the spring tide. So the spring tide is 2.7 meters, I believe, today, and oh my gosh, 36 knots. Right, well there you go. That is officially the biggest winds we've ever had on our boat whilst at anchor or on a mooring buoy. At Bribie Island we got up to 34 or 35. And of course with the spring tide it is getting rather lumpy and rocky and rolly. It's by no means the worst anchorage we've ever had, but I did find it quite handy to blow dry my hair. Except now it's raining, so I'm going back inside because I don't get to have nicely washed and dried hair very often. I'll turn the instruments back off because we're having a couple of issues with our power today. We've just got to double check something. It is 10 minutes after high tide, so hopefully it'll all settle down by the time I go to bed about 10, 11 o'clock once I've finished editing. One thing you can rely on, whether it's home life or boat life, is the day after you finally wash and semi-blow dry or fully blow dry your hair, it will rain. I feel like I've
blow drying your hair then.
I feel like I've cursed the family because I stood out here in the 36 knot winds yesterday, blow drying my hair delightfully after washing it for the first time in probably 10 days. And this is what we've woken up to. Just like squally rains. The wind has dropped off. We just jumped in the tender to go for a little mission and it just started pouring down. So we've bailed back to the boat. You can see a little bit of blue sky there and kind of like there. We are very much hoping that it will clear up a bit. It was meant to be semi-sun today for about 10 till 2. So
Hopefully this one last squall over here will come past and we'll still be able to get to the island at high tide and get the kids off the boat for a bit of running around, get some shots of our new baby and have a bit of a play. So the brave adults are all going for a dive out the front where the other dive team go. And I am on babysitting duties for the 4 kids that are playing games and being super well behaved so far in the first 5 minutes. I'm sure they will be. And yeah, it's a bit icky. What they're going into is not my cup of tea, but yucky day at Musgrave is still better than a good day in the office.
Hey guys, sit back and relax as I take you underwater at Lady Musgrave and check out her beauty and a couple of extra sleeping sharks and some beautiful rays.
The sun pops its head out for a bit, so we take the kids for some snorkeling and dive practice. The clarity isn't amazing, but check out our last Musgrave video for some beautiful snorkeling footage. I'll pop the link in the description.
I'm making some bacon and eggs for the fam.
You making some scrambles, mate?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Put your eggs next to mine.
I filmed ya. And so off go the parents for another spearing mission to catch us some food. Hell yeah!
Our spearfishing mission is much less successful than previous visits, given that he is normally with a more accomplished diver and hunter, aka Brad. But we nab a good trout and Dan goes after a cod under a large round bommy, but a reef shark has other ideas and keeps sneaking down to where the cod is hiding. Not wanting to get stuck under a bommy with a dead fish and a shark, we head back to the tender, grateful that we at least have a delicious lunch and dinner ready to go. Of course, while Dan is hunting in the safer, more open areas, I wander off in search of interesting sea life. I see my first ever squid swimming freely, a beautiful tiny starfish, and a young turtle along the reef edge. There is always something special to see when you're under the water. We returned to Weewar on a 0.3 metre low tide, and you can see how much reef is exposed during these spring tides. It's a great chance to show you up close the sort of bommies you are dealing with on the way in. We normally follow the pink path, although our first time in the big boat, we took the yellow shortcut that many take, and as you can see, there is a large bommy right after the turn. You can see on the right as we head back in that this is still extremely far below the low tide line, but when in a massive 1.2 metre draft boat, it's still fairly confronting when you enter the lagoon after a long sail.
So we're just heading out this afternoon, mainly because of the tides. We're just using the low tide with minimal run through the entrance, and then tomorrow we're going to head to Great Capital Island. It's about a 15-hour sail at 6 knots, so we'll hopefully use the speaker most of the way, and yeah, we'll push off here at about 4:30, 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, but we're just going to run out the front and grab one of the mooring balls so we don't have to traverse the bommy minefield that is Lady Musgrave Lagoon. Looks very dark there, bud.
The mooring ball has fairly strong swell coming through at high tide, making waves as the water rushes past our boat, but it is amazingly comfortable considering the conditions, and we have a great sleep ready to take off in the early hours of the morning. See you next week as we continue our mission up the coast, hunting fish where we normally get lucky and finding some new destinations along the way.